Very quick video on the use of campaigns to drive cash flow. Now, if you're not using campaigns to drive either your candidate sourcing or for your client attainment, getting client leads, you're missing out on the engine of your business. When you have a campaign set up correctly, you can predict when you're going to get CVs in. You can predict when you get client leads in. You actually set up a process to bring in CVs based on the open roles you have on your existing pipeline. If you want client leads, you set up a campaign to engage with those clients and actually attract them to you. So it's very specific, it's systematic, and there is no guesswork involved. Now, the problem we've got in recruitment and the problem we've got with the use of being strategic with our business. So let me ask you a question. If you've got, say, 10 roles open now, what are you doing to get the CVs in? Are you looking to get referrals? Are you sending out blanket emails? Are you doing the odd look on LinkedIn? You're probably all over the place. If you're looking to get client leads in, what are you doing? You're banging on doors, maybe making calls. Have you actually got a system to bring in warm leads to you, so clients actually are coming to you, actually booking calls with you? Now, we all know we need to change, but we don't do it. We know we can't keep doing recruitment the old way, the traditional way, because it's now becoming prehistoric. So why don't we change? Well, number one, you're overworked. You've got the best laid plans in the world. January the 1st, you're out there saying, this is the year, I'm going to make a change, I'm going to get strategic, I'm going to use these awesome new tools. And then what happens? You get overworked. And then you get back into the cycle of up and down months, of being inconsistent, having the good month because some roles have been placed, and you have some bad months because you've not done business development while you're looking for the candidates. So you have up and down months. Now that's driven by having unstructured days. We start to get into reactive mode. We start to chase candidates, we start to get a lead and we chase it down. We have unstructured days, up and down, very unstrategic. We take our problems home with us and we get bogged down in the daily. So what happens? Nothing changes. And we start to have this self-fulfilling prophecy that I suck, or I'm not going to be able to grow, I'm not going to be able to have the agency I want. Now, when you think strategically and you work with campaigns, so a campaign is actually setting out in the next 4 weeks, I want to get 50 CVs for this particular role, or it could be 200 CVs for these 10 roles. Or it could be, I want client leads in Java development programs based in New York City, upgraded from Java 7 to Java 8. Whatever your campaign is. Now, when you apply campaigns, this is what actually happens. You start to have repeatable systems. So repeatable systems mean you've actually got steps 1, 2, and 3. When you go through that process, you do exactly the same each time. The actual content of the campaign will change, but the process is exactly the same. And you start to get predictable results. So that means every time we run a campaign, so if we're looking for client leads, we want to get 40% opt-in, 40% 40 from the very first cycle. Now you might say, Andy, that smells of BS. I'm about to show you how that's not BS. But when you apply this, you can get 10x growth in your business. But getting 10x growth in your business doesn't happen by chance. But if you imagine if you had a system now, and every time you ran it, you were certain to bring in a set of results. So you knew if you put in 100 units at the front, you were going to bring out the back of it 50 CVs or 50 client leads. If you ran through that 3 times, you can start to believe the system and the process steps. Then wouldn't it make sense to go from 100 units at the front end to, say, 1,000 units? And guess what? At the back of that process, you're going to get not 50 CVs or 50 leads, but 500. So you can get 10x growth very quickly. In fact, Ken got that. Ken came to us and he said to me, Andy, I need to get this working. I've got a very strategic mind, but I need to grow quickly. This is what he said to me just recently. Andy, you've transformed my business. I can see this being a $5 to $10 million business in 3 years. I've told my friends in other industries and they cannot believe that these things are possible. He's went from 4 figures just 5 months ago. 4 figures a month just 5 months ago. And they've actually got a case study coming out, and we're going to go through this in great detail. And you hear about Ken talking himself about that. So really looking forward to getting that out there. But actually, in terms of campaigns, he applied it to his business. He broke it down into campaigns. What am I trying to achieve? What client leads do I need? Where are the clients? Who are the clients? Very simply, this is what it looks like as an architecture. On the left-hand side, you've got your traffic. In the middle, you've got your landing page. Remember I said we want 40%? Then we want, let's see at the top, we've got a conversion tool. Conversion tool can be anything from a webinar, it can be a podcast, it can even be just a landing page. Then we've got a thank you page with a call to action. So if we want CVs, we get CVs. If we want client leads, we get client leads, etc., etc., etc. And what we do is we tweak this every time, but the very first time we run through it, we want to get at least 40%. Now look at the bottom, consistent conversion improvement at every stage. So we want to be getting predictable results and tweak them and improve them every time. So the old school recruiter, their way of working hard was to make more calls, bang down more doors. The new savvy recruiter in 2015, they're actually tweaking a landing page, tweaking a little bit of text. They're improving their process. They're getting more strategic traffic. So which are you? Are you the old dinosaur, or are you the savvy new guy whose stress actually comes from tweaking the page and not making hundreds of calls, killing himself and getting that horrible icky feeling? So 3 hot principles. Apply these in your business and you will be golden. Number 1, cash flow follows calendar. I'll say that again. Cash flow follows calendar. Do you know what campaigns you've got lined up for the next month? Do you know from the last 4 or 5 months what those results are likely to be? Now here we go, this is an example. So these are our metrics on the right hand side from actually campaigns to get CVs in. As you will see, we want to get over 40%. We've got 100%, 51%, 33, 82, 76, 67. You can actually see the number there. So for the second one down, 112 candidates came, 57 applied. 219 came, 72 applied. 28 came, 23 applied. Very specific metrics. Now if you want client leads, look at this in terms of client leads. We've got clients here. Do you envision needing any assistance in finding professionals in the next 6 months? Yes, not sure, no, yes, no, no, possibly yes, not ready, yes, maybe, could be, yes. So we know straight away, these guys last night, so we've got from here from the 28th of January through to the 29th of January, so across one day, we've had these responses from clients saying they're going to be hiring. Now, would it make sense to run your business in this way? So every time you run through this process, you'll know in the next 24 hours, you're going to get 20 clients giving you this sort of information. In fact, you can see at the top, 52 answered in this case. Cash flow follows calendar. If you plan it, if you run it by campaigns, you can predict when you're going to get the leads. You can resource around that. Next component, rule of 1. I see so many recruiters trying to spin a billion plates doing social media, writing blogs, making calls, doing networking events, doing live events. I feel tired thinking about it. Wrong way to do this. It's really, really simple. You choose one traffic source. You choose one lead magnet, a way to attract the candidates or clients. You choose one conversion tool, and you choose one follow-up funnel. We've run a 6-figure business off just one each of those. Our clients run the 6-figure plus businesses off exactly the same. You don't need to go into overwhelm mode, which most recruiters are doing nowadays because they've been fed so much BS that they need to be doing a dozen different strategies. No, 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 no. It'd be great if you had a team of 25 social media experts and so forth to do it, but most agencies aren't like that. They need to get clients in, they need to get candidates in, and they need a method where when they apply it, they get certainty. Principle number 3, run your business in campaign cycles. Really, really simple this, but we just don't do it. Run your business in campaign cycles. Right, Andy, the next quarter I need to get CVs for these roles. I need to get new client leads in this new niche we're in. Okay, great. Let's build a campaign. So the campaign 1 could be, I need Java development CVs. Campaign name, Java development CVs, New York. Campaign goal, bring in 20 CVs in 7 days. Lead channel, I'm going to be using LinkedIn. Lead parameters document, we've actually got a template that you can use to fill out so you actually know where your candidates are going to be and how to attract them. Lead gen owner, who's actually going to do it? Is it you, or is it someone else in your business, or you're outsourcing it? Start date, end date. So first campaign laid out. Campaign 2, it could be, I want client leads, we're in the big data niche, we're focusing on Northern America. Campaign goal, get 50 clients, giving us feedback, advising when they're going to be hiring. Lead channel, we're going to be using our database, and we're going to be using a LinkedIn group. Lead parameters document, so we fill out a document so we can get our virtual assistant to actually go out and actually do the work for us. We've actually spec'd it out in the lead parameters document. Lead gen owner, our VA is going to do this. The VA is costing us $2 or $3 an hour. They're from the Philippines or from India. We've got processes that can show you how to do that. Once you get VAs on board, by the way, your business can scale from, 10 times over, as we just said. So you build your business by campaign to keep it really simple. Now, what does that look like? If you want leads, new client leads, if you get 100 visits, you get 40% conversion, you got 40 new leads. 500 visits, 40% conversion, 200 new leads. So let's look at this. If you've got 100 visits, wouldn't it make sense to get more traffic? Of course it would. So you get more traffic at 500 visits. And then that pays pays huge dividends. So we get more traffic. So a business can scale extremely quickly because it's predictable. It's predictable. Is there an overhead setting up? Of course it is. You need to set up, and it's going to take a week or two to get things moving, but then you'll never go back to doing business the same way again. CVs and candidate referrals. If you get 100 visits, 40% landing page conversion, 50% CV opt-in. That means that for every 100 you come, 40 opt in and say, hey, I want to hear about your agency. And of those 40, 20 actually want to apply for the roles we're detailing. So 20 CVs. 500 visits, 100 CVs. 10,000 visits, 2,000 CVs. So now we're going big fish. Let's start off just small, 100 visits. So can you see? It's predictable. And those metrics I showed you before, those screenshots, the percentage is actually a lot higher than 40%, weren't they? But we want to start off there, so I'm being low end here. So client leads, if you've got 100 visits and you've got 40% of those clients come to your page, actually opting in, saying, I've never heard of your agency, I want to hear from you again. 40 opt in. Let's say low end, 25% of them complete a survey, or they ask to speak to us, like can we actually, we automate the process. So the process, either they complete a survey or we automate the process, so they schedule into one of our booking systems and we speak to them one-to-one. So 100 visits, 10 client leads. 500 visits, 50 client leads. By the way, these are leads, as I showed you, clients who are not on the open market telling you they are going to be hiring in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Pretty powerful, hey? So let's look at this again. You need repeatable systems. You need systems that are repeatable. It removes the overwhelm and the uncertainty in your business. You need predictable results. You need predictable results. You need to 10x your growth. If you want to 10x it, it doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't happen by chance. Ken's doing it because he's strategic. Built his business on campaigns. So 10x growth doesn't happen by chance. Now, if you want to speak to us about any of these strategies, there should be a button somewhere on the page saying book a call. Simply click on that button. It'll take you through to my online diary. Select option number 1, and we'll have a 10-minute fact-finding call. And you're going to tell me about your business. There are a couple of questions to answer before the call, so I can actually come to the call prepped. We're going to have a 10-minute call, and on that call, we'll see which of these strategies can actually apply to your business, and I will tell you what the next 3 steps in your business should be. What I'll also do, if we move forward into another call, I'll give you a 45-minute, two documents with a video. So 2 documents, a fast action marketing plan. I'll also give you a report that shows you how to apply these in your business, and the video, as I said. So with that said, I'm going to sign off now. Click on the button that should be next to this, and select number 1, and we're going to have a really cool, really direct 10-minute chat about your business, and let's see which of these you can actually apply in your business now. By the way, it's completely free. Just all I ask is that you fill out the questions before the call. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up now. Speak to you really soon. Looking forward to seeing if these campaign strategies, if you're in the right niche for it, and if you're in the right space for it. Speak soon. Take care. Bye-bye.